Greetings, one and all. I'm Kerrik52, and as promised, here is our bonus episode where we take a look at Emily's part of the story.
The attorney's letter came as a deep shock to me. My Uncle Jeremy had died by his own hand. The coroner's report was unequivocal. He hanged himself in the loft.
As you can tell, she has a lot of more of a stronger motivation for seeking out Derceto other than just making $150.
My initial surprise and distress past, I considered the news. It seemed clear that Derceto had exercised a thoroughly morbid influence on my uncle's mind.
She's even nice enough to tell you what happened to her uncle.
That creaking old mansion with its unusual tales, its secret library door, the ancient upstairs clock, all those occult books that my uncle could not resist reading in spite of his fragile nerves.
We even get clues for the library and the clock, which is kind of overkill, really.
Fate had pointed its finger. Derceto had trapped its prey. Mr. McCarthy, the family lawyer, suggested selling the old house. I immediately opposed the idea. My duty is clear. I must go to Derceto. I tremble at the thought of those dark corridors, those brooding portraits. Yet I am convinced that Uncle Jeremy left a note, a letter of some kind explaining his fateful decision.
That he did.
I remember his voice saying, "Look at the piano, Emily. Look harder. Maybe the secret drawer will yield up an explanation." I have the feeling things will not be so simple. Life is a mystery containing more mysteries. Jeremy taught me that much.
Life has many great questions. Like, why is cheese so expensive?
Now is the time to confront the mysteries. Derceto is waiting for me. I pray that my fear is nothing more than the fruit of my imagination. Nothing will ever persuade me that my uncle was insane. But why did he, according to the police report, block the loft window with the old wardrobe?
And here is the thing I wanted to show off. So the intros are basically identical, but I thought it'd be important for you to get a good look at Emily's silly face. And her walk cycle. Wouldn't it be hilarious if there was a chance for the floor to actually give in during the opening cutscene? And we're playing. So, thing to do here is the first instance of pushing a thing. So we could do this. And then, as an extension of that, push this too. In the right direction. And now we're safe. I think our intrepid intruder should make himself known momentarily. Come on. And that's how easy that was. Now, if you know your survival horror, you will recognize this as the cabin sequence from Resident Evil 4. And it's just kind of amazing that it's here, because none of the quote-unquote classic Resi games do this, if I remember. You do push shelves, but not to avoid enemies, I don't think. And there goes the zombie too. Nice little trick to save you some bullets and make the start of this much easier. We do need this, however. Since we have her in view, let's check out her fight animations here. Yeah, that's a battle stance at least. Can't say I'm a fan of those voice grunts. Another reason why I wouldn't recommend her, though she does cut a striking figure. Teehee. Do need this. There we go. So I thought I'd just play here at the start and then go and fight Pregzt for funsies, since that's a good spot to just call it for her adventure. But I also want to see if I can make better use of the saber here before it breaks. Let's try it. There we go. Seems good so far. Wow, it really is just 2 hits. Amazing. Okay, girl. That worked. And now for the thing that I could have done better last time. So there is another zombie active right now. But yeah, you see there, he sort of comes in from the corridor. So I was a bit too hasty last time. Oh, come on. Oh, not this again. Why is this one so tiny? I don't like that. This was a bad idea. Yeah, this is the alone in the dark experience sometimes. How about I meet you back here and I actually use the gun? Smile, you son of a bitch! Now to clear this. Gone with ye. And then I'll just grab the health in here, and we can go and get our pirate fight on. So fighting can be a bit of a dice roll, though with this being at the end of the playthrough, I'm kind of done being careful, since it doesn't really matter. We're dropping the save as soon as I leave this.
Ah.
Wow, even while healing, she makes weird noises. Right, night gaunts. That's a situation that needs to get addressed. No. I think I broke the camera there a little bit. Okay. No, no. Ah. See, not all traps in the mansion kill you. Some of them just waste your time. As I was trying to say, I think I'm gonna go grab the statue first. And the health. I might need it. The perfect crime.
Ah.
I just remembered that I need the matches. Prime opportunity to check out that picture as well. Good, they do actually change the text there. That's probably the only story thing that's different between the two. Because you don't really get much in the way of characterization for your two protagonists. It's much more about Pregzt and you as the players struggle against him. The main characters are more like avatars to that effect. Which is fine, especially for a game from 1992. Here you go. Sword for me, now I have a fighting chance. Might as well go eat the biscuits too. That way I can enjoy the atmosphere a little bit more before we call it a playthrough. "53 health, 1 point away from greatness." Alright, let's go and finish my Pregzt percent run here. And to make it feel a little bit special, let me just turn off the music. Equip my sword and put on something a bit more fitting. Alright, you scallywag, have at thee. Mightiest pirate on the seven seas? I think not. Not when you're getting corner juggled. Yeah. Wow, that went super well, actually. I wasn't expecting that. Did he even hit me? Okay, he hit me once. Oh well. Time to say goodbye to Emily and check out that demo I talked about. Here we are. Welcome to Jack in the Dark. Grace Saunders is lost in the big city. Behind the shop window, she sees a light flickering. It's been so long since someone has dared to open this door, but when you are 8 years old and even the moon is out celebrating Halloween... Trick or treat! So, Jack in the Dark is basically a 5-minute freeware demo for Alone in the Dark 2. And that Jack in the Box is basically a caricature of the villain of Alone in the Dark 2. So now it is up to us, as Grease, to escape this lovable toy shop. I love this thing. I'm glad it survived into the GOG release. So we can broom. Kind of. Or... oh yeah, right. Unlike normal Alone in the Dark, you can't, like, equip an action and do it with space. You do everything from the inventory. Got some toys? This could do with more flavor text, though. Got a dime? I know where to spend that. Because we are an 8-year-old girl, which means the dime goes into the gum machine. At least I think it does. There we go. Oh no. Shouldn't have done that. Toys are after me. Time to huff it. There we go, an oil lamp. And then we search here. There we go. Our one document in the game. The Toy Book, a collection of short stories by Alfred Kruger. A Carpenter publication. Beppo the Clown. According to legend, this puppet, which can march in time to a drum, was the only toy that belonged to the infamous Jack the Ripper. Uh-huh. The Cavalry Rider. This patriotic toy was made according to instructions given by the painter Kerrik after his famous painting, Cavalry Officer of the Imperial Guard. Rusty. Always fond of lipsticks or blusher, Rusty was put onto the market under the nickname the Guardian Angel. Unfortunately, due to her tendency of preferring leisure to duty, she has been renamed. Sack the Crack. We owe this paradoxical but disciplined puppet to the talents of the famous sculptor Geppetto. Legend has it that later... St. Louis's Choo Choo. This mechanical train, a marvel of precision, has been given to Herbert Remington, president of the Pacific Coast Railway, for the occasion of the Promontory Points Junction. I forget in what context. I think it was either a cartoon or like a live-action children's movie or something from the 80s or 60s. But I do remember some very, very intricate like steam engine toys that you could have gotten from like around this decade or maybe the next 3. Nifty stuff. Can't say I ever had the pleasure. I only had like normal wooden trains, you know. The boring kind. Hop o' my thumb. His 7-mile boots make him march in time. Alas, this toy has sold so badly that there are only a few specimens left. Indeed, criminality doesn't pay. Har, har, har. I guess the 7-Mile Boots story is a Brothers Grimm tale. I haven't read those in a while. The Spirit of San Jose. This little plane, constructed by Schuster Inc., is a miniature copy of the first monoplane that flew from New York to Los Angeles in 1919. Okay. Blondie. Always vain, this doll from Nuremberg was a joy for thousands of children. Due to her real hair, it's a piece that any collector would be happy to own. Indrani from Bali. This dancing princess of the Temple of Shiva enjoyed an enormous success in India last century. Brought to the West by Kipling, whose fame spread as fast as an oil slick. There's your clue. Jack in the Dark. The Irish craftsman who designed this toy drew his inspiration from the infamous pirate One-Eyed Jack. It seems that only candy can calm his anger. Also a good clue. And yeah, One-Eyed Jack is the villain of the sequel. Tales for Halloween, a Rudolph Publishing. One-Eyed Jack. Once upon a time, there was a Jack-in-the-Box whose name was One-Eyed Jack. He was so ugly and mean that after terrorizing the toys that march in time to a drum, he took the nicest man in the world prisoner, Father Christmas. No! Only a witch, even if it's not a professional one, will be able to release him. However, scaring the greedy One-Eyed Jack-in-the-Box could be easy, if you've only got what it takes to reflect. Alright. Multiple clues for what we need to do in there. First and foremost, the dancer. Something tells me you're not okay. So, fast as an oil slick? Oops. No, come on. Here. Here! I don't think this worked. Do I actually need to reset, or can I trick you? Oh my god, I think I need to reset. There we go. Just had to be a bit closer. But now... the other toys are alive. So I need... a drum. Follow me, everyone! So this part of the game is the most jank, I'd say. Because I need to get them into the treasure chest. And they do follow me, so that's a start. But I also need to try and get them in here. Oh, are they doing it? Come on. Oh, this is so awkward. Yes. Yes. There we go. Peace at last. Guess I'm just stuck with this for a while. You can see the other toys moving in the background too. There's a vanity case and a mirror. Very important. So they mentioned how one of the dolls liked these things. So if I just back off a little bit. There we go. How you doing, Santa? Hope you're ready for my mighty Christmas wishes once you're out of there. I think that's fair recompense, yes? Oh, the frame rate is so much better now that the toys are gone. So let's bait old Jack here with some candy. First of all, I'll eat some of my own. Yep, he is that ugly, and now the game is done. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. Hey, she got a princess outfit. Remember, Santa, for Christmas I want you to destroy the financial district and to give me a pony. And here's our preview of the sequel, which is just a bunch of shooting zombie gangsters, and not much else from what I understand. Hey, and there's Grace. Great little demo. But I think it's time we call this a series. Short and sweet this one. Old and jank, but brimming with character and potential. For every awkward death, there is a neat idea that deserves some more exploration. You can see why the genre carried on this format of light puzzles, real-time combat, and piecing together the story for more than a decade. For as inconsequential as most of the documents are, they are easily my favorite thing about Alone in the Dark. They paint such a colorful and horrific picture of a world that we only saw a snippet of, and the voice acting is just delightful. But before we continue riding this survival horror train, there is the matter of my analysis video for this game. Said analysis having about half a page of script done, because if there's anything more unknowable than Lovecraftian deities, it's my godforsaken production schedule. Please ignore all the JRPGs I'm trying to play. That's probably a month out, but I have a quick play featuring much more modern and competent swordplay than this game in the pipeline, so look forward to that. Not to mention the next Let's Play, of which I'll say this. Rumor has it hikers have been disappearing in the Arklay Mountains, and while there are people on the case, I get the feeling they will need my newly developed experience with the living dead and the shooting thereof. Until then, farewell and thank you for joining me for Alone in the Dark.